Hi, everyone, and welcome back from summer break. I hope that you are rested and ready to start a great year. If you haven't already, I want you to make sure you go to joinpd.com. We're going to be using Pear Deck. The code to join is RHYCM. Again, if you're just joining us, you should already be on joinpd.com, entering code RHYCM. All right, let's get started. I want you to make sure you turn to a partner and share your most favorite picture from summer break. As you could see, I went to Blue Lagoon in Iceland. It was my friend's 40th birthday. She wanted to spend our summer in the cold. I would have rather gone to Hawaii, but you do a lot of different things for your friends. So hopefully you guys had a great break. So take a moment and share with your partner what you did. All right, switching gears. I want you to take a moment to reflect on what is one highlight you had at Eastlake last year. So taking a look at some of your responses, someone wrote continuation of homework zone, which was great, especially after funding got cut last year. NIMSY grant, which is where we were able to give some monetary incentives to students. And girls and boys volleyball won banners again. Great. I want to take a moment and share 6 of my highlights from last year. The first is we started a writing initiative to help improve student achievement across all levels. Our tight end buddies went to Special Olympics National Conference and presented how inclusive their club is. 2,200 AP tests were administered this past May. We won lots of banners, including the last one, back-to-back CIF baseball champions. We also received a grant called Each Mind Matters. With this grant, students hosted a mental health movie event to start discussions surrounding mental health. And my favorite highlight of the year was Rob was voted Homecoming King, showing how inclusive and accepting all our students are here on campus. Now, I want to continue to focus on academic goals. As a reminder, or maybe this is the first time you're seeing, these are our 4 academic goals outlined by the school plan for student achievement. So take a moment to read this. The goal I'd like to focus on right now is goal number 4, increase achievement for low-performing students with a focus on subpopulation by providing in-school academic interventions. What does this mean to you? So someone wrote use of ELP time, which was a big discussion we had this year on how to use the 30 minutes every class period to help support students, using our SIS as a support for our EL students. And then it seems like the last one is a question. Are we talking about math or English? It's not specific. And we'll talk about why we need to be specific in just a little bit. Now, the subpopulation I want to focus on is students with disabilities. This is a graph that shows the overall math achievement on our SBAC over the last 3 years. As you could see, there's a 37-point difference between students with disabilities and students without disabilities. These students with disabilities mostly represent RSP students mainstreamed in co-teacher gen ed classes. Only 18 students represented in this group are self-contained and fundamental classes. Again, as you can see, over the last 3 years, there's a 37-point gap between students without disabilities and students with disabilities in overall math achievement on the SBAC. Drilling down to a specific strand, which is problem solving and modeling and data analysis, you could see that students with disabilities are below standard. Again, it's about a 38-point difference between the two. Not much difference over the last 3 years. Additionally, last year, I collected some qualitative data. In the forms of empathy interviews and student shadowing. The first student I interviewed said block period is rough. I check out after 1 hour and I usually talk to my friends and stop paying attention. I want to make sure I take a step back. The students I interviewed and the students I shadowed were students with disabilities who are in Co-Teach IM3. The second student said, it's hard for me to sit still for a long time. Teachers speak for so long and speak fast. Sometimes I don't know what the teacher taught us. It's hard for me to pay attention for so long. During my students' shadowing, I followed a student during 3 one-hour observations. Only one teacher had students participated in structured student interaction. The others lectured without any breaks or time for students to process. In other words, for 1 hour, students sat and listened to a lecture without talking to a partner or being able to speak to the teacher for a discussion. If you have never completed a student shadowing, I highly recommend you do this. Now, how will we create change for our students with disabilities? I want to take us back to goal number 4. Increase achievement for low-performing students with a focus on subpopulations by providing in-school academic interventions. I've developed the big 3 strategies for equitable school improvement. The first is we need to create a focused goal specific to students with disabilities. Without a focus, we don't know where we're going. Number 2, we want to use PLC time to work on benchmark goals, discuss best practices, and receive support from district TOSAs. And number 3, use our 3 PD days for strategies on how to effectively support students with disabilities. Now, I want you to take a moment to reflect, and what feedback do you have that could help us work together to achieve this goal? Someone wrote, why only SPED? How could we get time to follow a student? Those are all great questions. Our time with SPED will also help identify best practices in class will not only benefit students with disabilities, but all students. I hope that you go back to your PLCs to talk about everything we discussed today and help improve student achievement across Eastlake High. Here's information on how to contact me over the year in case you don't have it. Good luck this year, and I look forward to seeing you later this afternoon.